Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Israel Brief, brought to you by Lay of the Land. I'm Marlene Marks, bringing you the top stories from Israel and the region every Monday to Thursday on this platform and on our YouTube channel. Now, I just want to note that yesterday there was a little bit of a technical issue uploading this to the Facebook community. So if you want to look at yesterday's Israel Brief, it is up on YouTube, and while you're there, subscribe to the channel at the Israel Brief. But let's take a look at today's headlines, and we start with our favorite topic, which is normalization and the normalization trend. And just a short while ago, our defense minister and alternate prime minister Benny Gantz announced that he is hearing positive news from Lebanon with regards to possible talks with Israel, and this comes following the Beirut blast, which has exposed Hezbollah and the danger that the terror organization poses to the people of Lebanon, and their support is steadily waning. We now look at the Sudan, that's recently announced that they will formally normalize ties with Israel, and the Sudanese leader has been on record as saying the real winners in this deal is the Sudan. And it's quite a controversial one for many Sudanese refugees here in Israel. But at the moment, there are talks underway on how they can possibly be repatriated. And now we go to a love affair, which is steadily growing day by day, and that is between Israel and the United Arab Emirates. And news coming in this morning from Hadassah Hospital, which is one of the main hospitals here in Israel, that they are in discussions with officials in the Emirati country to possibly open up a hospital there. This also follows news that wines from the Golan have gone on sale in the United Arab Emirates, and just a short while ago a memorandum of understanding was signed between both the Emirati Football League and the Israeli Football League to promote cooperation on the sport in both countries. And we have it on good authority that a friendly match will take place in Dubai. So winners all around, no matter who wins that football match. And in other news now, we look at where Israel is standing as far as the COVID-19 crisis is concerned, and the numbers of infections are steadily declining as many countries go into their second wave. However, we are anticipating a possible spike in the Arab communities due to a recent increase in the amount of weddings held in these communities. And also today it was announced that the man they call the coronavirus czar, Professor Ronnie Gamzu, he will be stepping down from this post and returning to Ichilov Hospital, and his replacement will be the IDF former Surgeon General Nachman Ash. He will take over as the coronavirus czar. I really hate that word because czar has such negative connotations. Meanwhile, on Sunday we can expect grades 1 to 4 to start opening, as well as salons and beauty stores that can take people on a one-on-one basis, as well as street-facing stores where they can limit the amount of people coming in. So slowly but surely, Israel is starting to lift the lockdown, and apparently the coronavirus cabinet will resume meetings on what will happen to the rest of the stores in the country, as well as tsimurim, or bed and breakfasts as they are called in English. And our final story takes us to the United Nations, where Israel's ambassador to the UN, Gilad Erdan, has blasted the UN Security Council for their lack of perspective, or their lack of showing what has been happening in the Middle East as far as normalization and the signing of the Abraham Accords is concerned. He has accused the UN Security Council of focusing on what they want to, rather than the realities on the ground, as the Middle East steadily starts to shift for the better. So those are the top stories making headlines today. Don't forget to check out our content online at our website, www.layoftheland.online. You can read Dave Kaplan's article about the normalization with the Sudan. There's also my article on Project Rosanna a excellent initiative started in Australia that helps to bring Palestinians to Israel to get much needed medical expert teaching. It's also up on Facebook. While you're there, give us a like, give us a follow, join our growing community. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Israel Brief and interact with us on Twitter at Lay of the Land with a digit 5. So with the Tuesday edition of The Israel Brief, I'm Rolene Marks and we'll chat again tomorrow.